kneels or begs. It never tries to prove, yet it keeps finding the ocean by knowing how to move. I followed it through canyons, through bends I couldn't see, and somewhere in that motion it started teaching me. I've spoken prayers like contracts, with outcomes I demand. But water trusts the gravity, it does not need my hand. It carries every broken thing without a single word, and somehow every burden feels lighter when it's heard. This is a prayer that walks like water, not rising but running deep. It doesn't shout for heaven, it just refuses not to keep moving through the doubt and storm, through everything I feel. This is a prayer that walks like water. God is very near. Still moving, still believing. They rise without announcement, without needing to be seen. Stone stacked upon forever, unbothered, calm and clean. They do not chase the daylight or compete with stars. They stay where they were shaped. That is who they are. I tried to earn my meaning by climbing every doubt, but the mountains kept reminding me that standing counts. They taught me how to hold my ground without explaining why. Strength doesn't always move, sometimes it occupies. Mountains do not need applause to justify their height. They carry weight by staying still through every storm and night. If faith doesn't have to prove itself to remain true, then mountains do not need applause, and neither do you. Unmoved, enough. The sun did not collapse the day, it simply leaned away. Leaving gold along the fields like something meant to stay. No drama, no regret, just light deciding rest. And I felt something in me finally unclench. I feared endings like erasure, like something lost for good. But the evening taught me closure does not mean misunderstood. Some things in the way they lived, quiet, full and kind, and leave enough behind. The ending was gentle, that's what surprised me most. Nothing was taken, nothing was closed. If love can finish softly without demanding proof, then the ending was gentle, and so was truth. Night arrived at peace. I arrive without a history, just dust on borrowed shoes. The land did not ask my name or what I came here to lose. The grass bent low in welcome, the sky stayed wide and still as as if I'd always been expected, as if I always will. I used to measure meaning by how loud my heart could ache, but the earth keeps its forgiveness in how little it must take. No banners, no conclusions, just light across the plain, teaching me that staying is sometimes more than change. The land did not ask my name, still it let me stand. Grace was written in the silence, like a line drawn in the sand. I didn't earn the moment, I didn't understand. The land did not ask my name, it just became my land. I stayed, the light stayed too. I waited for the sky to speak, to stop me mid-thought, but it kept its distance gracefully and let me be what I was not. Clouds passed like witnesses who chose not to accuse, and in that gentle patience I learned what love can do. I stopped correcting my own story, stopped racing time. God never interrupted me, it just kept its line, teaching me that presence doesn't always interfere. Some mercy looks like silence that chooses to stay near. The sky tried to change my pace, it held my chaos carefully space. If heaven trusts my breathing enough to let me be, then the sky never interrupted me, and neither will I. Still breathing, still here. Far beyond the restless highways, past the noise of passing years, there's a lantern in the distance, shining softly through our fears. Not a fire that blinds the traveler, not a blaze that claims the night, just a quiet burning witness, standing patiently with light. I have wandered through the deserts where the stars forget to shine, and I've carried silent questions no horizon could define. But that lantern kept on glowing through the dark and through the cold, like a story heaven whispered long before the world was old. There's a lantern in the distance, calling every soul to roam past the valleys of our sorrow, past the roads that lead us home. And the light is never shouting, it just waits beside the night, like a promise standing faithful in the lantern's gentle light. And it burns through every darkness. Evening came without a warning, soft as hands across the plains. The sun lowered like forgiveness, touching scars it didn't name. Every color leaned towards silence. Every sound learned how to rest. I carried questions to the sunset, laid them down beside the road. I didn't need them answered anymore, just needed them held. And somehow in that dying light, everything was. The last light finds everything, the lost, the lame, the weak. It doesn't choose what deserves it, it just reaches where it can reach. If love still comes at the ending, then the ending isn't wrong. The last light finds everything, and it found me all along. Nothing hidden, nothing changed. Night arrived, full of peace. The river moved through the canyon with no defense and no demand. It didn't argue with the boulders, it learned their hands. Light broke into pieces on its back, like memory learning to forgive. I knelt where the current slowed, where reflections came apart. I thought fate needed answers, water taught my heart that truth can keep moving without permission. The river never explained itself, still it knew the way. It carried every broken thing and never pushed away. If God is present in the motion, not the proof, then the river never explained itself, and neither will I. still right.
Mountain stood without effort, holding up the weight of blue. Snow still clung to their shoulders, like promises they never outgrew. I felt small, but not forgotten, just quiet enough to hear. Every ridge carried a lifetime, every shadow held a name. I thought strength standing taller, but they taught me how to remain. Stillness felt like courage there, silence felt like truth. When the mountains hold the sky, I remember who I am, not the sum of all my failures, just a soul upon the land. If creation doesn't hurry, why should I? When the mountains hold the sky, they do not move, yet they teach. I stay, so did they.
Evening came without a sermon, just color learning how to fade. The sky leaned closer to the land, like something sacred being said. No thunder, no instruction, only light deciding to rest. I stopped trying to name the moment, stopped holding it too tight. The air felt thick with meaning that didn't need my sight. Sometimes heaven speaks by quiet everything else. When the sky lowers its voice, I finally hear not answers, not directions, just love staying near. If peace doesn't need explanation to be real, when the sky lowers its voice, so do I. Silence is not absence. Silence is not absence. When the sky lowers its voice, I finally hear not answers, not directions, just love staying near. If peace doesn't need explanation to be real, when the sky lowers its voice, so do I. Silence is night stay gently. The land woke up before I did, mist holding its breath in the lowlands, horses standing like old prayers, waiting for the light to arrive. No words were spoken by the earth, yet everything felt understood. The sun rose slowly without triumph, like it had all the time in the world. Golden light spilled over fences, over miles that never end. I felt my worries shrink to dust beneath the weight of so much sky. This world is wide as the first morning, wide enough to start again. Every road still holds a promise, every loss still knows my name. If grace was written into creation, then I'm standing where it began. this morning, and I'm alive in it again. Nothing rushed, nothing asked. The day just opened its hands. Light kept coming, so did I. I expected darkness to accuse me, to list the things I'd done. But night arrived without a ledger, without a gun. It covered the field like forgiveness, soft and wide. I waited for the judgment, it never tried. The stars came out like witnesses, didn't testify. They simply were where they belong, against the sky. I've mistaken silence for abandon too long. But the night stayed present all along. I let the quiet speak. The night stayed longer than my fear, longer than my doubt. It didn't chase my shadows off, it let them walk about. If love doesn't require daylight to be near, then the night stays than my fear. I brought my worries like confessions, laid them on the ground. Dark didn't fix a single one, still I felt found. I learned safety isn't answers or control. It's being held without conditions, whole. The moon slipped in and out of clouds unashamed. I saw myself in borrowed light, not the same. I don't need to be complete tonight to remain. The night keeps incomplete things just the same. Hushed river in the night stayed longer than my fear, and I stayed too, still here. Still here. Far beyond the dusty highway, where the endless prairies lie, there's a line of ancient mountains standing tall against the sky. I could hear them in the distance, like a whisper through the wind, calling every wandering traveler to begin again.
Every step I climbed was heavier, every breath a rising flame. But the higher that I wandered, something in me slowly changed.
All the fear I carried upward, all the doubt I tried to hide, started falling like the shadows, rolling down the mountainside. When the mountains call my name, I remember who I am, just a soul beneath the heavens, walking on this promised land. Every valley, every thunder, every echo in the sky. When the mountains call my name, I lift my heart and testify. Golden sunlight broke the ridges like a fire across the stone, and I felt the earth beneath me like a throne I'd never known. All creation seemed to tremble with a song both wild and free, and the voice inside the mountains started singing through me. When the mountains call my name, all the broken chains are gone. Every road becomes a river, every night becomes a dawn. From the valley to the skyline, through the storm and through the flame, I will answer heaven's calling. When the mountains call my name, still calling, still calling my name.